The door clicks shut, the house goes quiet, and that heavy, familiar exhaustion sets in. You just had another difficult conversation with someone you love, and it feels like you've hit a wall. Almost immediately, the mental replay begins. You obsess over why they wouldn't listen, how they could possibly misunderstand you, or what perfect combination of words might finally make them change. We usually enter these conflicts with a single definition of success. We win only if we successfully alter the other person's mind or behavior. But there is a hard limit to your influence. No matter how much pressure you apply, you cannot reach into another person's mind and force a choice. This independence of the soul is a fundamental law of agency, a wall that no outside force can permanently break. Looking for a way to force that change is a signal that you've already fallen into a psychological trap. By focusing on their choices, you've lost sight of your own. The true battle in a difficult conversation centers on your ability to maintain your character and dignity under intense pressure, regardless of what the other person does. We tend to think a battle is lost at the moment of the visible explosion, when we snap, start shouting, or say something intentionally hurtful. On the neurochemical timeline, that explosion is level 10, the crash, where your mental and emotional state is completely misaligned from your values. But tracing the curve back, the actual defeat is a silent internal process occurring long before the first aggressive word. When tension rises, your brain chemistry shifts automatically, moving from the logical frontal lobe into the reactive fight-or-flight limbic system. While this feels like a biological glitch, it creates a fog that leaves your moral defenses vulnerable to an adversary specializing in psychological warfare. In this chemically altered state, intrusive thoughts begin to masquerade as your own logical deductions, making destructive reactions feel necessary or even justified. This internal neurological hijack presents a far greater danger than the outward argument, as it silently disarms your character before the conflict even peaks. The hijack gains momentum at level 3. A deceptive idea takes hold, the thought that your current kindness or patience simply isn't working, and that a more forceful approach is required. At level 4, you enter the debate. This tangent line shows a rapid loss of stability as you justify breaking your standards, believing you have a right to seize control. This leads directly to level 5, the forget it moment, where a reactive autopilot takes over. This is the moment of spiritual defeat. It is the quiet internal surrender where you consciously decide to abandon your Christ-like values in a desperate attempt to win the argument. The objective has shifted. You are no longer focused on acting like a disciple. You are consumed by the need to control another person. By tricking you into violating the sacred law of agency under the guise of fixing a loved one, the adversary wins the war before you ever open your mouth. The ultimate counter-strategy is found in the Savior's model. He taught and he loved, but he never sacrificed his own divine character to overpower the agency of those around him. Following this pattern requires a profound and often painful virtue, the ability to grieve our own powerlessness. This grief comes from accepting the hard reality that you cannot force a spouse or child to trust, forgive, or change. Their path is theirs alone to choose. Success in your next conflict is measured by a new internal metric. Instead of looking at their reaction, you ask, was I calm? Was I factual? Was I kind? Victory is defined by the standard you raise, and your refusal to let someone else's choices dictate who you choose to become.